That's wrong. There's someone I know who's just at this very difficult impasse in their life. And it's been this way for a few years, and they're just stuck in the same dynamic, seemingly in every area of their life, in their relationships, in their living situation, in their professional life. Everything just feels blocked to them. And I spoke to them last week, and they just said, I just don't know how to move forward. From where am I going to find new inspiration, a new way forward? So in a few days is Shavuot, our holiday that's often forgotten in our American Jewish communities, but that has such a powerful story attached to it, the story of the receiving of the Torah, the story of Mount Sinai and Matan Torah, the giving of the Torah, and that message. And so Shavuot does commemorate the giving of the Torah. It's also about the Torah that we bring into our midst to help us live our lives. And that marks the process of revelation. And so Jewish scholars teach us that everything in Jewish life is divided into three different themes: creation, redemption, and revelation. So creation, for example, in our morning service, creation isn't just a one-off thing, but the world is always being recreated. It's never still. We say, that God renews every day the process of creation, that the world is always being recreated. Something new is always coming. And then in our morning service, we then talk about leaving Egypt, which is redemption, and our belief that there are forces in the universe that help guide all of us out of the straits into a whole new place. And these forces are powerful. Just as they took our ancestors out of Egypt, they could take us out of all our tsuras, out of all of our things. And this is when we pray just before the Midah, we say, "Blessed are you, God, the Redeemer of the Jewish people and of humanity." But that's not the end of it, because then there's still the process of ongoing revelation. And so what is revelation? Revelation is when something comes from the universe and drops into our minds, drops into our hearts, a new idea, a new understanding, a new path forward. Because it's not enough to be taken out of Egypt. The people weren't taken out of Egypt just to wander, but they were to come to the mountain and to hear beautiful sounds like that. to hear new life, to hear new beginnings, to be given a new mission and a new vision that's still working through all of us. And so revelation isn't a one-time event. Revelation happens throughout our lives. We think we're blocked, there's no way, then a new way of being opens up for us, and we realize we can live in a different way. Because that mountain, Mount Sinai, is still shaking, and the fire is still blazing, and the words are still echoing in that chasm between us and the far reaches of the universe. And this is why when we say the blessings for an Aliyah, we don't say at the end, "Blessed are you, God, who gave a Torah." We say, "Blessed are you, God, who gives a Torah." That there's always Torah being given. There's always wisdom there if we can open our hearts to receive it, if we can be vessels for it. And it's not enough that the world was created, because we know our world has issues and our world has a lot of troubles and our world is broken. And it's not enough to be taken out of those troubles. We also need a way forward. We need a new way to live. We need inspiration in our lives. And this is Shavuot, that belief that wherever we are in our journeys, wherever we are in our lives, when we feel stuck in relationships, in our outer lives, in our inner lives, in our understanding who we are and what our own lives are about, with a little bit of grace, a little bit of heavenly help, universal help, inspiration and revelation, a new beginning will come to us. And from that, we'll find new fruit. It will give us new ways of being as we all walk on all of our journeys of life. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.